Good day, everyone. I am happy to share with you one of my favorite topics in mathematics. It talks about propositional logic, and this is our week 7 for the general mathematics. So let's start first with our objectives. Illustrate and symbolize propositions. We're going to distinguish between simple and compound propositions and perform the different types of operations on propositions. What is logic first? So what comes out to your mind when you hear the term logic? So basically, yun yung mga activities that is mind tricking, mga na-challenge tayong mag-isip. And because logic is the science of reasoning. And those reasoning involves arguments na dapat alam natin, we need to distinguish which is correct from incorrect arguments. So that is logic. Now, for the first lesson, we're going to illustrate, symbolize, and distinguish between simple and compound propositions. First, what is a proposition? It is a declarative sentence that is either true or false, but not both. So please do remember that. Proposition is a declarative sentence that is either true or false, but not both. Bakit po ganun? Kasi, ang statement na to ay hindi pwedeng parehas na tama at saka ng mali. Dapat yung sentence na yun, alam natin kung correct ba yun or incorrect yun. Kasi nga, we're talking about arguments in this logic. And this declarative sentence, it talks about giving information, not imposing a question, not giving instruction. So, yun ang proposition. And the example of proposition here is general mathematics is a subject for grade 11, which is a true statement. And it is a declarative sentence because it conveys information. And then, number 3 is an even number, which is false. The common symbol for this, capital letter T for true, and then the false is capital letter F. So these are examples of proposition. Now, these are another different types of the sentences para lang malaman natin kung ano yung pinagkakaiba-iba nila. So yung item number 1, wait for me, it talks about instruction. It gives a command, antayin mo ko. So that is an imperative sentence. Are you done with your outputs for item number 2? It talks about question. So that is interrogative sentence. And once we encounter this kind of situations, yung mga mathematical symbols, it is also a mathematical sentence. Basically, yung babasahin lang natin dyan is 8 plus 5 is equal to 13. But in sentence, that is 8, the sum of 8 and 5 is 13. So that is a declarative sentence. Then, you won the prize. That is an exclamatory. Then, Marikina City is known as the shoe capital of the Philippines. It gives us an information. And that is a declarative sentence. So, katulad nga po ng definition kanina, ang mga declarative sentences lang ang mga examples ng proposition. And as you can notice, these items are both true. Okay, so ayan po ang proposition. Now, let us focus on simple proposition. It is a proposition that expresses only one thought or idea. By the term itself, simple. O sa English, simple sentence. It conveys only one idea. One example of this is, Honorable Marcelino Artidoro is the Marikina City Mayor. We're just talking about who is the mayor of Marikina City. It only conveys one idea. So that is a simple proposition. The next one is the compound proposition. It is made up of simple propositions. Kapag ka pinagsama-sama na ang mga sentences na may single idea, ano ang pinagkakabit natin? Ang tawag dun po ay logical connectives. Okay po? Ito yung mga keywords. If you've seen and, that is a conjunction na ang symbol is like a is an inverted small letter V. So parang ganun siya. Or shift 6 once you're using desktop or keyboard. Then or, that is a disjunction. Ang symbol niya is small letter V. Not negation. Dalawa ang symbol niya. It's like letter L o kaya yung pa-curve line. And then, if then, conditional. Arrow right. And then, if and only if, biconditional. That is a double-headed arrow. So, please do remember that. And these are the examples of compound propositions. If two angles are supplementary, then they will form a linear pair. So we have here logical connectives, the if and the then. Kaya yan po ay conditional. Next one. Either math is challenging or boring. Yung or na yan, it talks about disjunction. My husband cooked adobo for lunch and washed the dishes. The connectives here, or the connective here is and. And ang tawag po dyan ay conjunction. Then a triangle is equilateral if and only if all angles measure 60 degrees. If and only if. So, iyan po ay biconditional. Okay po? So, I hope that is clear. Now, let us perform the different types of operations or the connectives on the propositions. Lagi nating tatandaan, ito nga po, ang and ay conjunction, or is for disjunction, not is negation, if, then conditional, if and only if is the biconditional. So let's start first with the negation, the simplest among all. Pag sinabing negation, ang lagi nating tatandaan, it contradicts. Okay, pag sinabi nating contradicts, nababago, lihis doon sa ating pag-usapan. Tapos, ang keyword natin dyan is yung not, hindi. Ang symbol nga po ay itong, it's like a curve line. Yan po. So, dito sa truth table na to, kung mapapansin nyo, if the given proposition is true, syempre, ang negation niya, ang kabaliktaran niya ay false. So, yun yung contradiction. And if the proposition is false, ibig sabihin nun, ang negation nun ay true kasi kabaligtaran. Specifically, 8 is a positive number. Symbol niya ay P. Ngayon, pagka kinontradict mo siya, naging 8 is not a positive number. Ibig sabihin, kabaligtaran. Kasi dito, positive. Tapos pagdating dito, naging not. So, negation siya. Kaya ang symbol ay not P. Isa pa. I do not like to dance. That is letter Q. Contradicting statement here is, I like to dance. Ayaw mo, tas dito gusto. So that is not Q. Then X plus Y is equal to 9. The symbol is M. Ngayon, dito equal, pagdating sa isa ay not equal to. So contradicting siya, so that is not M. So this is an example of negation. So pagka contradicting yung dalawang statements, o yung from the given proposition, yun ay negation. Then the next one is conjunction. Ang keyword natin dyan ay and, na pagdudugtong yung statements ng and, na ang symbol po ay it's like an inverted V. Na ang truth table natin ay, we have two propositions here, which is P and Q. Ang conclusion natin dito ay ito pong nasa last column. So, true and true is true. True and false is false. False and true is false. Kasi nga po, sa mga propositions natin, hindi pwedeng isa true, isa false. Hindi pwedeng ganon. And then, false and false, syempre, parehas ng false. Ang conclusion natin dyan ay false. And that is for the conjunction. Now, let's have an example. Let P and Q be the propositions. Item number 1, ang P natin ay 6 is an even integer. Q, 7 is an odd integer. So, ang magiging statement na ay 6 is an even integer and 7 is an odd integer. Since 6 is an even integer, symbolizes P, yun ang ilalagay natin. And 7 is an odd integer, that is Q, and then connective natin ay N, so yan ang symbol. So that's it. Pagka binasa natin to, this one is P and Q. Another example, let R and S be the propositions. R, Amy is on the volleyball team. S, John is on the basketball team. So we're going to have a statement. John is on the basketball team and Amy is on the volleyball team. What do you think is the correct symbol? Very good. So John, that is letter S. Then Amy, that is letter R. Then yung end natin, yan yung symbol. So that is S and R. I hope that's clear. Let's proceed to another. Disjunction. Or naman ang ating connective. Tapos ang symbol ay small letter V. Ito naman ang ating truth table. So meron ulit tayong dalawang propositions. True or true is true. True or false is true. False or true is true. And then false or false is false. Now this is the example. Let P and Q be the propositions. Item 1. P, I will pass the subject. Q, I will fail this subject. The statement, I will pass the subject or I will fail the subject. Like what we've done a while ago. I will pass the subject is represented by letter P. I will fail is represented by letter Q. Connective or is represented by small letter V. So this is now the correct symbol. P or Q. Another example, I hope you can do it. Let M and N be the propositions. M pertains to you work hard and you can finish the job. So with that, what do you think is the correct symbol? You work hard or you can finish the job. Okay, thank you so much. You work hard is M. You can finish the job is N. And the or is represented by small letter V. So that is M or N. Those are examples of disjunction. Now, let's proceed to another type, the conditional or the if-then statement. Basta nakakita kayo ng if-then, that is a conditional statement. Now, yung symbol dyan po is a right arrow. So please do remember, and this is the truth table. We also have, again, the two simple propositions represented by P and Q. So if true, then true, the conclusion is true. If true, then false, that is false. If false, then true, that is true. And if false, then false, that is true. And this will be elaborated on the next video lesson. Let's now focus again on translating or having it in symbols. Let P and Q be the propositions. P, 3 is an integer. Q, 2 is a rational number. If 3 is an integer, then 2 is a rational number. 3 is an integer symbolized as P. 2 is a rational number is symbolized by Q. If then ang ating clue, so yan ay right arrow. And that is the correct symbol for the conditional statement. Okay? Next, item number 2. Let S and T be the propositions. S, I will pass the interview. T, I will get the job. If I will pass the interview, then I will get the job. What do you think? You can pause this video for you to try in before you proceed in the next to see the answer. Okay, I will pass the interview. That is letter S. I will get the job. That is letter T. If then, ang symbol is right arrow. So S, if S, then T. So that is the correct symbol. And let's proceed on the last one, the if and only if statement. That is the biconditional. Ibig sabihin, dapat gawin. Okay, if and only if. Sometimes, makikita natin sa ibang references na IFF. Kasi nga, ang haba, di ba? If and only if. And then the symbol here is double-headed arrow. Okay, the truth table here is, you have, again, two propositions. T, or true, if and only if true, the conclusion is true. True, if and only if false, that is false. False, if and only if true, that is false. And then false, if and only if false, that is true. Let's now proceed on having it in symbols. Let P and Q be the propositions. P, a polygon is a triangle. Q, a polygon has exactly 3 sides. What do you think is the correct symbol for a polygon is a triangle if and only if it has 3 sides? Again, a polygon is a triangle. That is letter P. It has three sides. That is Q. If and only if the double-headed arrow. So that's as simple as that. Let's have the last example. Let F and G be the propositions. F, you passed the final test. G, you got a rating of 75% or higher. You passed the final test if and only if you got a rating of 75% or higher. What do you think? Very good. That is, you passed the final test. That is letter F. You got a rating of 75% or higher. That is G. If and only if is a double-headed arrow. And that's it. Please do remember, simple proposition, it only conveys one thought or idea. And if we are talking about compound propositions, it is made up of simple propositions joined by using logical connectives. We have conjunction, disjunction, negation, conditional, and biconditional. I hope everything is clear. Thank you and God bless.